Hey everyone, it's Buzzrail 96 here. Welcome to another Train Sim World 4 live stream. Hope you're doing well out there, and I've had a good weekend so far. For today's stream, we're once again on Southeastern High Speed, but taking a look at one of the locomotive add-ons, and that is the very modern BR Class 700 electric multiple unit. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun with it on Southeastern High Speed. And maybe the East Coast Main Line as well, doing I think like an empty stock move in its timetable. I'll see how things go. But anyway, let's get into the journey mode. Southeastern High Speed. Click this chapter here, and we will do a Thameslink service going from Luton to Rainham, but obviously taking over the train at Dartford. There we are. Right, let's get the live chat up, see what's going on. Hey Connor, nice to see you, hope you're well. Connor Young. Saito Kin, nice to see you, hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. Except from the North London derby. That wasn't very good. That was that was a hard watch today, football wise. We're on Train Sim World now, and we're gonna have some fun. Right, let's change the some settings to aid the stream's performance. Right. Let's put the master key in. That's it. Put a bit of brake on. Exterior lights to daylight. Ooh. Radio set up. Open the doors. Let the passenger boarding procedures commence. Let's turn on the AWS. Vigilance. DSD. There we are.
PPWS and AWS operational.
I don't know why, but every time I'm sat in the chair of this multiple unit, it always looks, I don't know, something about the size of the windscreen just make me feel like my vision is, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's kind of like being in a Halo helmet on the Halo game series, like first person view, being inside the helmet. Don't know why, just being odd, but that's just me. But here we are at Dartford, past the rush hour, so it's a little bit quieter, which is good. This train's bound for Rainham. PIS displays work, which is good. It's first class. It's one of the very few English multiple units that I actually like to operate. Anyway, let's lock the doors and commence the service. There we are. See it depart, shall we? Full power. I think it's an 8-coach train for today, if I'm not mistaken. 8-coach, 6-coach, I think. Is it 6 or is it 8? I can't remember. I think it's 8, isn't it? One. Yeah, 8-coach train, single. Just a single multiple unit. You've got a couple of 465s in the sidings down here. I've never been able to find a service where you can put those trains in the sidings. I have looked through the timetable, but I can't quite find those services. Maybe the AI do it, not the player. Yeah, I'm good, Connor. Hey, Samuel Smith. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. So the first stop of the journey is Stone Crossing. This is one of the very rare multiple loco add-ons that Dovetail has managed to put out for the game in the last, nearly 2 or so years since Train Sim World 3 release. I think certainly the number of loco add-ons has gone down, like proper loco add-ons, which is a shame. But there you go. Just trying to think of the others we've had. We've had the 700, the Acela, Amtrak Acela, the Flying Scotsman and the Vectron, and that's it so far. Not many, which is kind of sad. Like in Train Sim World 2 and Train Sim World in particular, the very first one, we had loads of proper loco add-ons. 2 Caltrain ones, 2 for Tees Valley, 2 for West Somerset, 2 for a couple of the German routes. What was it, Main-Spessart-Bahn, and I think 2 for Rus Ignored and 1 for Main-Spessart-Bahn. So yeah, it's kind of sad that that number has been, the focus on proper loco add-ons has decreased in a very short period of time. I think people would bite your hand off and say they would prefer going back to the old ways, of having proper, brand new loco add-ons that enhances older route experiences than these stupid gameplay packs that we're getting at the moment. Not just from Dovetail, but third-party devs as well. It's not entirely Dovetail to blame. But it is encouraging that we are getting a new, hopefully new, German locomotive from, is it, I don't know, is it Skyhook or is it, no, it's TSG, isn't it? Of course, that's with the, what was it, well, the 420, that's been on the roadmap for years at this point. It's just a matter of when that's coming. The 218 for Hamburg-Lübeck, that is a nice surprise. And then long overdue is the Class 380 for the Glasgow Cathcart Circle. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that not only Cathcart Circle obviously gets that timetable improvement, but hopefully, some visual and scenery fixes as well. The lighting, sky tech, and all that stuff, weather system, etc. Because Cathcart Circle is quite old now, nearly 3 years old. So fingers crossed that that 380 will be a solid product from Dovetail. But I wouldn't hold your breath. Anyway, the second stop is Greenhive for Blue Water, which isn't too far away. In fact, there it is. Still a little bit rusty with my braking points. Haven't used the 700 in quite a while. It's not it there, is it? That's not the stopping point. Because obviously the Thameslink services, they have different signs. So normally you get like this one here, 12 car or 10 coach or 8 coach stop signs, but this one, these signs here, that says all, that's for all the Thameslink services, and you have different interpretations. I think it's, I don't have the manual, but if you have the manual for the Class 700, it actually takes you through what the Thameslink signs mean, and the theory behind those signs, which is quite cool. The next stop is Swanscombe, or Swanscombe or Swanscombe. I never know what the I've never known what the correct pronunciation of that is, but there we go. Sight of kin, they're very likely NPC, since those trains would be London bound from Dartford. Ah, I see, fair enough. Unless there are depot runs with the 465. I think there is some depot runs with the 465, but I think that's in and out of Gillingham or Faversham, and maybe Ashford. But yeah, Dartford, I haven't been able to find those stopping moves, so I suppose the AI do it. Hey, Banana Craft, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Sodikin the 187 is in there. It might have been the 187, the other loco add-on I was thinking about. In terms of loco add-ons, I don't know. My brain is slowly shutting down for the evening. I don't know what service you're doing, Connor, but I'm certainly not going to Elephant and Castle, that's for sure. And I mean, I need to brake. Oops, I was too busy looking at the chat. I'm going to miss it by an absolute country mile. That's why I put it in emergency. Did the whole train get on the platform? I don't think it did. No, it didn't. Oh dear. That's me fired from Thameslink. Never mind. What else is there in this cab we can mess around with? It's been quite a while. I don't think there is much you can do, except for the usual buttons that you get to mess around with. These screens don't work, which is disappointing. Human machine interface. Interesting name. Do these work? No. Oh no, it does. That's the air cab conditioning system. It's quite cool. Does any of it work? Oh yeah, you can turn them up. Move the buttons up and down. Can you adjust the temperature? Yes, you can. Okay, that's not too bad. Never messed around with this, so. Ventilation. Aircon automatic. What's this one? It doesn't say. Oh no, you have to close it first and then go back. Oh yeah. So I assume that's some stats on the braking of the unit. The braking performance. That button doesn't work. Doors. That doesn't do anything. Neither does that one. Neither does that one. Neither does that one. Oh dear. So what? So these two buttons are the only ones that work. Okay. What about down here? Camera doesn't work. Train configuration? Yeah, okay. I don't want to click on anything in case it it breaks, but I suppose that's a good thing there. That doesn't work. The options menu doesn't work. That is a surprise. Neither does that either. Oh dear. So it's got some limited functionality. I suppose the aircon is quite fun to mess around with, I suppose. Well, there we go. Managed to get it out of emergency. The next stop is Northfleet. We're already late. As long as I finish it, that's all that matters. Banana Craft, nice looking train. It is a nice looking train. I do like the 700. It's just nice to drive something different than the usual, 375 Electro Stars, and because whilst the Electric Star multiple units are good multiple units to operate, it just gets a bit samey and a bit boring. So it is nice that something squeaky clean and brand new comes along and brings something new to the game. One issue I do have with the 700, but that's merely down to, I imagine, more Train Sim World engine kind of thing, is unfortunately it does not layer onto the Brighton mainline in any way, shape or form. Not even the AI do any services on the Brighton mainline, because obviously Thameslink do run services from Brighton to it's not Victoria, is it? I can't remember which station. But there are some Thameslink services that do use a big chunk of the Brighton main line. Do they go to London Bridge or Charing Cross? I think it's one of those two stations. I don't know Thameslink very well because I hardly use them. Never used them, in fact. But I have seen these type of trains in real life. The 700 genre of trains, let's say. I've seen a couple of 707s at Reading in the past. Going from London Waterloo or going to London Waterloo. Ah, lovely. The next stop is Gravesend. Excuse me. Sodakin, which is... Yeah, that's a good point. I'd happily remove the 375 diversion services for some Thameslink ones. Easily. Because those 375 diversion services, there's quite a few of them, isn't there, in that time? Excuse me, in its timetable. I don't know whether those services work on the old gen consoles. Frame rate is a bit choppy. That is a surprise. It's not exactly rush hour, is it? London Bridge. It will go. It would run from East Croydon. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I had a feeling it would go to London Bridge or one of the other London termini in the city centre. Yeah, but it would be cool. Hopefully one day, probably what? Knowing Dovetail, give them what? 10 years? 10 years, I reckon. Pick up the pace a little bit. Oops, sorry. Wrong one. Keep forgetting I've got to keep an eye out for the Thameslink signs, which is there. There we go. There's some weird noises every time I go past 465 when coming into a platform or leaving a platform from in my headset. For some reason there's a very loud buzz coming from a 465. Very strange. Don't know why. It might be an audio thing or a bug. I don't know if you're hearing that on the live stream, but I'm certainly hearing it every time a 465 is on my screen when I've got the headset and the mic plugged in. Very bizarre. Horn isn't quite as good as I'd like. Lacks a bit of depth to it. Sounds like someone's just recording that sound from a keyboard. Whoop. The next stop is Rainham, which is just over 4 miles away. Peterborough definitely like the new trains coming out for the Underground, London Underground. Yeah, I don't know which line they're going to be on first. I imagine the Bakerloo and maybe the Central line might be one of the first lines to receive the new tube trains, but they certainly look different. Very futuristic, but at the same time they kind of retain that kind of London Underground feel to it, that character. I think they're being made in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? It's not Siemens, is it? It's another brand that's constructing them. But you know, credit to the guys and girls that are building the new units as we speak. Cytokine is actually 2 per hour. 2 per hour, wow. That is a lot. I presume that's one in either direction then, if it's 2 per hour. That'll do. Banana Craft, not hearing anything for the 646 and Piccadilly line. Is first. I don't know about the Bakerloo yet, as it's been overhauled. The 72 stock, Mark II stock, they've been overhauled, have they? Oh. Well, they've kept that quiet. I thought Mr. Jeff Marshall would be on that like a rash. I haven't heard much about that. Oh, I'll definitely have a look into that when the stream is finished. Because I was on the Bakerloo line 2 weeks ago. I was going to see a West End show with my cousin. So we were going to take another train, but it wasn't working due to signalling issues, so we took the Bakerloo. And I can tell you that the Bakerloo train I was on, that's 72 stock. Yeah, it wasn't refurbished. Unless that's literally just been announced, like, you know, weekend just gone or something. And fair enough. Whoa. A little bit over. What do these screens do here? Let's have a look at the driver machine interface. Not much, I don't think. Mode? No, I don't think any of this works. Day, night, does the... Okay, that works. That's... So which setting am I in then? Is that the day setting or the night setting? That looks much clearer to me. Maybe that's the nighttime setting? Brightness... The next stop is Strood. 2.5 miles away. Into the tunnel we go. One of the longer tunnels on this route. Banana Craft, well, they are going to overhaul them soon. No, I mean, they're certainly more reliable, I find, than... I can't remember which tube stock that's been causing lots of problems on. Is it the Central line or the Piccadilly line? It's one of those two. I think the reliability was so bad on one of the line's units that the timetable had to be restructured because of the lack of train sets that were available and fit for service. But yeah, I think the Bakerloo tube stock, that's the oldest, I think, tube stock that's currently running on the London Underground. I'm surprised they've lasted all this time. I mean, no doubt that the newer tube stock is much more comfortable and convenient for passengers. Because me and my cousin, we got into the Bakerloo line train, we just couldn't believe the difference. You know, just in the size of it, you know, it's really, really small. Like, if you use the Bakerloo every day, you know, you get used to the, you know, to how small and snug as a bug it can be, I suppose. But yeah, you get on one of the newer tube stock that was, what, released in 2008-9, and yeah, it's quite a shock, the difference it does for passenger comfort. Particularly the width of the train and the height. I hate this bit coming into Strood because we're going so slow on a reasonably steep uphill gradient. But yeah, I mean, getting back to train symbol, there's obviously, you know, quite a bit that's been revealed and announced. You know, your 380s and 218s, and 380s, and, you know, San Bernardino lines and Long Island Railroad here, and another UK route by Just Trains there. Yeah, but that Just Trains route, that's gonna be, that'll be an interesting one. I wonder what it could be. The Alan Thompson simulation one is been on many people's radars, and hopefully, well, it will be. There's no question that will be a fantastic route, whatever it's going to be based on. There was rumours the other day saying that it might be the West Coast Main Line South, where, you know, there are no new units. You know, I think it's the rumour was you know, West Coast Main Line South was going to be made from Peterborough to London, and all the stock that's apparently part of this rumoured new route is just old stock. You know, your LNER Azumas and Thameslink 700s here, and I think 465s as well. But you know, it's just a rumour, and I did see some pictures of it, but it was fake. I think it was deliberately made, you know, just to get some attention. It wasn't real, because I think some person tried to mimic a West Coast, East Coast Mainline, sorry, South, by use of the photo mode and the free roam mode. I mean, it would be nice to have the West Coast Mainline South. It would be ironic, really, that Dovetail didn't want to do it because, you know, they chose the most boring sections, and they could, you know, put the new game out as fast as possible to generate that money. Whereas if Alan Thompson simulation and comes along and smashes it out the park with a West Coast Mainline, why do I keep saying West? East Coast Mainline South. Fantastic. Oh, the irony. But yeah, we'll see what that route is whenever it gets announced. Probably back end of this year, maybe. Maybe. The next stop is Rochester. Aircraft, they were ordering new Bakerloo line trains, but the money's not there. Always a stumbling block these days. Yeah, the line would need substantial work. Whether that's signalling and I don't know, maybe changes to the station, you know, ticketing systems and all that stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but no doubt changes will be needed. I think there was rumours, like in the old, you know, years ago, of Bakerloo being extended further south. yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Here we are coming into Rochester. There we go. Here we are at Rochester. Right, let's lock the doors. The next stop is Chatham, just under 1 mile away. Right, I'll say the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you'd enjoyed the stream so far, feel free to hit the like button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be tomorrow, roughly same time. That is Monday the 29th of April. My goodness, time is flying by so fast. 2024. And the next route we're going to take a look at, I actually don't know. I haven't really thought that far yet. But it will be something different, no doubt. Into the tunnel we go. As we come out the tunnel, Chatham will be straight ahead, I think. There we go. Banana craft, there will be 65 or 70 times they are pulled off the trains. He put it into a museum or be scrapped. Oh, okay. Plus the overhaul of trains is cheaper than buying new ones, that's true. And Piccadilly is used more than Bakerloo because of the Heathrow Airport, so they're doing that for the first. For that reason, so for Bakerloo. Not good. No, I suppose it keeps the old dog in service for a little while longer. The next stop was Gillingham. It's just under 1.5 miles away. There's another 700. Put a little bit of power on. Speed limit's gone up to 50, so let's try and get close to that. But Undercroft doing better than the Jubilee line trains. They have problems with the coupling joints coming loose. Oh my goodness. It's not good. Crikey. That must be the line that has the emergency timetable enabled. I don't want to be a commuter every day. Oh dear. Awful. Of course, it's the what is it? Council elections coming up this week across the country. 2nd of May is this Thursday, I believe. So yeah, that's when start to see the polling stations pop up around where you live. Hope you got your cards out, ready to vote. Problem is, I've got no idea who to vote for. Absolutely no idea. Like, I've registered to vote and everything, but God knows who I'm going to vote for in this election. Jesus. Absolutely no idea. They're all as bad as each other, quite frankly. So I might just have to do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo at the polling station. Close my eyes and do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and then, yeah, whichever I picked, I'll vote for. Because whoever wins these, you know, these council elections or the general election, nothing will change, unfortunately. Well, things will change, but probably for the worse. Never mind. Anyway, let's get off the politics for a minute. Let's focus and proceed to our next and final stop, which is Rainham. Platform 0. The very few stations in the game that have a Platform 0. Because in Train Sim World 2, I think Rainham Platform 0 was served by the 465, 465 trains. I think subbing in for the Thameslink services, so it's quite nice that this Platform 0 is specifically dedicated to the Thameslink services. I think you can see some AI 700s at St Pancras International just as you leave. You've got the East Coast Main Line. Is it East Coast Main? Yeah, East Coast Main Line. Going into London, King's Cross? Yeah, King's Cross, I think. Let's increase the speed, set it to maximum. Let's put this 700 to the test as far as braking it is concerned. Quite annoying loop of the cab sounds once you get up to speed, like air, you know, rushing along. I've detected that noise in my headset. I'm not sure if you ladies and gents have picked it up in the stream, but yeah, that's quite annoying when you get to a reasonably high speed. That's a new noise, very new indeed. Sounded like one of those sound effects you hear on like an old 1970s sci-fi film. No, it didn't like me with that. Never mind. Set it to neutral. No, don't tell me I've broken it at the last minute. You've got to be kidding. Let's put it to full service. Oh no, I broke it. Oh sugar. I must have pressed the wrong button by mistake as we were coming to as I was slowing down. Oh no. Do not say I've I messed up one of these? No, I couldn't have. Communications? No, I wouldn't have done anything. Control panel. Put the desk light on, I suppose. It's making a noise. That might have done something. Overspad. Contact the signaller. Press. Be able to release. Oh, it's disappeared. Oh. I was reading that. No, I think I know how it works. Okay, I should have read that earlier. I couldn't see it. I couldn't read it in the first person mode. I had to use the cameras to zoom in. So you had to contact the signaller. Right, I see. Well, that's a new gimmick that I've explored with the 700 today. Don't want to overspeed again. Already nearly 5 minutes late. And here we are, we're finally coming into Rainham. Yeah, I managed to fix it in the end, Banana Craft. All is not lost. There's a javelin. Irritated that we've managed to ruin its journey plan. Oh, here we are at Rainham. Oh, that train's actually on time. It doesn't depart. It's got half a minute left. That's okay, so the passengers can disembark and maybe get onto that one, heading into St Pancras International. There's another Javelin over there. Hive of activity here. Okay, it took me just under 50 minutes. I got a gold. That is a surprise. Stopped at Stone Crossing, Green Hive for Blue Water, Swanscombe, Northfleet, Gravesend, Higham, Strood, Rochester, Chatham, Gillingham, and finally Rainham. We will do one more service, albeit a different one, on the East Coast Main Line. Very short and sweet one. Just taking it into the depot, I think, at Peterborough. Just to spice things up a bit. Boy, has it been a while since I've been on East Coast Main Line. That one, there it is there. Yeah, we'll do this one. Overnight storage. I'm going to set it to August. Have some cloud or something like that. There we go. Gonna go back to work. Oh, you're going back to work, Banana Graph. Oh, I didn't realise you were working this evening. Take care of yourself. Have a good night. Okay, Peterborough to Peterborough Spital Sidings. Driver's train into the sidings for overnight storage. This really will not take long. But I haven't used the 700 doing these siding moves at Peterborough. This will be interesting. Really, it would be cool if the multiple unit was already set up for you, as that really should be the case, as in real life. Wrong one. Ah, one wrong. There we go.
PPWS and AWS operational.
Shoot, wrong one. Driver machine interface. Nighttime. Doesn't that look cool? I love that in the nighttime. Nice blue. I wonder if the screen on the other side is daytime, nighttime. Ooh. It brightens up. What's that one do? Automatic dimmer. Oh, I don't think it does anything. Oh, that's quite cool. That's better, much clearer. I like it like that. Oh yeah, desk light. Yeah, whatever. I'll turn it on as it is nighttime. Got another one that's just come in from King's Cross. And there's a East Midlands trains. I have no idea where I'm going. Is there anything we've got to do as far as manual switches go? Points? I don't think so. No. Seems all tickety-boo to me. Alright, so let's head to the sidings. And park it up for the night. And then that will be that. damn, it would be so cool to get East Coast Main Line South. Really give this thing a good old run from King's Cross to Peterborough. That would be awesome. Oh, imagine if just trains or Alan Thompson would do that. Could make a route like that. That would be wonderful. Even if it's just, the same old stock that we've got used to. If they just improved some aspects of the Azuma or the 700 or, that would be awesome. Really, really cool. One day, hopefully one day. Oh, frame rate really struggling in the sidings here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Wow, is this the sidings here? Good grief. It's bigger than I thought. Cytokino absolutely run it with the whole 221 and whatever replaced the 365s for Great Northern, and we're talking, yeah. Maybe the Class 91 perhaps, depending on the services you want. By default, I didn't look where I was going. I was too busy reading the thing. I'll do it again. I was too busy reading the chat. Apologies there. Maybe Class 91 perhaps, depending on the services you want by default. Yeah, I think there's been, a lot of people saying they want the Class 91. I don't know whether they're going to add it because I think it's very difficult to get hold of a 91 now, to actually get some reference material for it, accurate, modelling, geometry or sound recordings, definitely. Because I think most of them have been scrapped. And the other thing is, Dovetail may just say, oh, well, the era we've depicted the East Coast Main Line, in our mind, doesn't involve Class 91s, which they could very easily say. Like, say, this is the present day of what it would be like without Class 91s, or something like that. Put that lovely blue lighting on. Brightness on the screen. There we are. I'll leave the safety systems off. It's no biggie, is it? A little bit too fast. Hey Commando, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Just parking up a 700 in sidings here at Peterborough after doing a run on Southeastern High Speed, going from Dartford to Rainham. So I thought it would be appropriate to park it up in the sidings here at Peterborough, you know, just to spice things up, do something a little bit different. Yeah, but going back to your point, Cytokin, whether Dovetail will do a Class 91 is anyone's guess. I personally don't think they will, because of the reasons I've said. You know, they can use those kind of excuses. It'd be great, it'd be lovely if they could, but I have my doubts, I must admit. If not Dovetail, then maybe a third-party dev would do a better job, and probably would do a much better job than Dovetail could ever do if they were to bring a Class 91 to this route. There we go. And there we are. Interesting, we got the score breakdown on the newer routes, but not the older routes. That is interesting. We got a platinum for that. I mean, it was pretty straightforward, really. And yeah, that's all we can really do with the 700 as far as services go. And I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah, it's certainly the night lighting looked pretty cool. Kamano was on Bakerloo before myself, took the 38 stock for a run. My 59 stock livery. Well, there we are. That concludes this stream, taking a look at the Class 700 locomotive add-on for primarily South East and the high speed, but also taking it for a tiny little run on the East Coast main line. If you'd enjoyed this stream, then feel free to hit the like button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be tomorrow on Monday the 29th of April 2024. And what I'm going to be running on, I'm not sure. It's either a toss between the Clinchfield Railroad or the, I think the Boston Sprinter. I like that route as well. But I'll have a think about it overnight and see which route I'll choose to stream. But it's definitely an American route, that's for sure. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.